Welcome to my knife review of the Kershaw Leek. It was maybe a sprint run 2 months ago, I think. And this is the only Leek I have. I've never been interested in the Leek as a knife. But when I saw this, I was kind of interested. Immediately, the color yellow hit me because I didn't have a yellow knife, and I thought, I like yellow. I mean, I don't love yellow, but the blade is what sold me. I think it's a reverse Tanto, and I think I have one Tanto blade. I'm not really a big fan of Tantos, but this reverse Tanto, I think it's awesome. It's S30V steel. It's a pretty excellent one, not excellent looking knife. Okay, I'm gonna start with a fit and finish. As for fit and finish, I think it's excellent. I mean, from the aluminum handles to like the blade, the BlackWash tumbled blade, to the even reverse Tanto. It has this ugly clip I don't like, but it's, it seems to fit the blade. I mean, I don't imagine any clip would work because I imagine it's an old design. But for the fit and finish, it's perfectly fine. Everything is black, of the hardware. And then if you remove this clip and move it to the other end, you have to see like a stainless steel female end of the pivot. So I moved it back just today. But other than that, I think it deserves a 4 out of 5. I mean, sorry, a 5 out of 5. I think it's excellent fit and finish. So this brings me to like the handle scales. Now, while I like the handle scales being aluminum and they're a yellow Cerakote finished, I think I read somewhere that Kershaw doesn't normally use Cerakote, and this was their first Cerakote finish. Don't hold me to that. I think I read it somewhere. But I mean, it's nothing special. I don't think it's anything special. I think it's just average. I don't get me wrong. I love this color, and it being aluminum, it almost feels like it's steel because it has steel liners. So I mean, it's why use an aluminum when you have steel liners? Just use steel. So I think it's just average and has an average feel to it. I will score it a 3 out of 5. As for that, brings me to steel. I think the steel it's excellent. And I'll cut a piece of paper, do a cut test. Oh. So it cuts very well right out of the box. And I cut other things. I think it's very sharp. As always, I think it could be sharper, but I don't see myself having to sharpen it for a while. And I probably won't carry it enough to sharpen it like 6 months from now. So I like the excellent look of it. The black finish and not just a black finish, a wash, and it was tumbled. It's very cool. So I'm gonna rate the steel like a 5 out of 5, and then next I like to speak of the ergonomics. Notice this jimping on. I mean, I've noticed it before, but I've kind of forgot about it for the review. I like this jimping on the bottom of the blade. I like how it feels. Like yeah, I just like how it feels. But I forgot about it. So, but anyway, what was I saying? Ergonomics. Ergonomically, it feels great. I mean, it couldn't feel any better. Especially when I move the clip back to like a tip up or tip down carry. This clip, for some reason, even on the blur, it disappears in the hand when you use it tip down. You just don't feel it at all. You just don't even notice you have a clip. So that's probably pretty good. So I'm gonna give it like a 5 out of 5 for ergos. It's pretty good. All right, for fidgetability, I don't normally say this. SpeedSafe on this blade, it makes the fidgetability so much more fun. Because you don't have to. You can just barely flick it and it opens, with a satisfying click and a satisfying speed. It's not auto speed, but it's pretty good. I mean, I probably couldn't fail this at all. I mean, it's such a little blade, and it just wants to fly. And I find myself you're just constantly flicking it open. It's not, it's not good enough to you can't close it probably with one hand easily. But when I'm working or just reading something on the screen, I'll just keep flicking it. And luckily I work alone, so I know I won't drive anybody crazy flicking it open. But I think I really find it fidgetable. Nice, pleasant sound, easy to open. So I'm gonna score it like a 5 out of 5 for fidgetability. This, which brings me to my design. I have problems with the design. Well, 3, like the naked bolt. It's not really a problem. It's just like some buddy putting together the knife didn't think of adding a black pivot screw. So, but I don't really like that. I don't. If you're not gonna make a lanyard hole enough to fit paracord through easily, don't even add the lanyard hole. I don't really think this is a lanyard hole knife. I mean, I think it's a gentleman's carry knife. It would really look good in like an office setting and like a suit type situation, or just in an office situation. I don't think this blade it's a little threatening, but it's the yellow kind of dims the threatening look. But they don't need a lanyard hole. And this is the stupidest feature I've found. I screwed down this so I can't move it because I don't really want to lock this tip in there. And I probably could remove it, but I didn't take the time to research it or even try to remove it. But if they remove the lanyard hole and this, the clip could be so, it could be almost a deep carry knife. And just change the clip and just add a deep carry clip. Why didn't they do that? Even a sprint run, just get rid of these things. I mean, why use, it's a sprint run. I would pay like $10 more, you know, like for them to remove these holes and just add a new clip. Maybe $10 or $15. But I think this is a new blade. I don't think the Leek comes with this type blade, which is a plus, and Cerakote finish, which is a plus. But so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 on design. I just think it's not quite there. It's, you know, it's not average, but it's not quite great. So and for coolness factor, I'm definitely gonna give it a point for coolness factor. Just, I mean, the blade shape, the blade material, or the handle color, the fidgetability, it's a really cool knife. I find myself just wanting to like bring it to work, just to, you know, open up envelopes or like cut paper, you know, like, I mean, I don't have that much paper to cut, but I like it. Sometimes I'll bring it in my left side pocket and just put it in my pocket loose, and then just remember, oh, I have the fidget knife. I'll flip it, I'll fidget with it. So, but my total score is like 28 out of 30 with the coolness factor +1. It would have been 27, but it makes it a 28 out of 30, and that's currently my highest rated knife. And it's kind of weird because I wouldn't think this knife would be highly rated, but it is. I like it, and I like Kershaw, but that doesn't mean that's why I scored it high. I just feel it's a decent knife. And I don't have any knives to compare like the size of this knife. I have two CRKT CEOs, and that would be a good comparison. But currently I have both of them apart. And I just don't want to put them together right now. So I'm just gonna, I looked through this my knife collection, and I figured a couple knives would be a good comparison. I mean, they're both Kershaws. And another one, like, I think it's maybe it's a sprint run. It sold out very quickly, and I don't consider it a sprint run, but maybe Kershaw does. It was just like a special release, I think, and it was really low in numbers, and it's my favorite, like Kershaw, like the old Kershaw that I collect, the Knockout, and it's in carbon fiber, and it's an excellent knife. So I just kind of wanted to show it off. So that brings me to my the conclusion. Again, this knife is like a 28 out of 30, and you can't get it anymore. It's discontinued, but if you get a chance, it's worth it. Thanks.